Hey guys, welcome to class. Or if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm glad to see you guys here today. And today's class is about something that a lot of students ask me about. Okay, so today we're going to talk about prepositions. And prepositions are really tricky because there aren't a lot of rules when it comes to using prepositions. This is what I tell students all the time. So, in order to get good at using prepositions, what you really need is a lot of practice. You need a lot of experience using prepositions. So, today we're going to give you some of that practice. All right, guys? So, let me get everything set up here on my computer, and then we're gonna start with introductions. Okay, guys, introductions. So let me see who's here. All right, we have a few people here, and Luis, hello, it's good to see you, Luis. All right, so introductions. Luis, you already introduced yourself. Thank you. Luis, you're from Honduras. So, everybody who's in class right now, here's what I'd like you to tell me really quickly before we get class started. Number one, what's your name? Number two, what country are you from? Okay. And number three, you can answer if you want to. The third question is, what questions do you have about English? Okay. Now, if you have a question about English, you can type it into the comments. I might not have time to answer it today, but I will answer your question either in another class or maybe on the Facebook page. All right. So make sure you guys introduce yourselves and let me know if you have any questions about English that you'd like me to answer in the near future. All right, so it looks like we have Poppy Mokhtar Diop. Okay, welcome. I'm sorry if I didn't say your name correctly. And Satwik from India. Excellent, guys. All right, so remember, if you have any questions about English, put those in the chat box as well. Now, a lot of you guys already know, my name is Patricia. I'm from the United States, and let's get class started. Okay, so the first thing that I want to tell you guys is I know some of you guys are looking for links for my website and my YouTube channel and my Facebook page. I'll post all of those things at the end of class. Okay, so don't worry about those things now. I'll actually put them in the comments so it'll be easy for you guys to find. And you guys who are watching the recordings, I just want to remind you, if you want to leave comments so that you can get help with your sentences and get corrections from me, make sure to turn your phone like this, go all the way to the bottom. That's where you can leave your comments. All right, guys? So don't forget to like this video before you leave class. That's the other thing that's really important. Okay? So if you can, give this video a thumbs up. All right, so who else do we have here? Ranjitha from India as well. Okay. Now, we're going to get class started, and some of you guys have been to my class before, so you know what my classes are like. Now, some of you guys might be new, so here's the thing that you need to know about my classes. In my classes, you need to participate, okay? I'm going to ask you to type things in, to answer questions, and that's really important for you guys so that you can improve your English skills. Okay, so you're not just going to stare at the screen during this class. You're going to participate. Okay, and let's talk about the first word for today. Okay, so there's a word I want to talk about, and I want to talk about what prepositions we usually use with this word. But I want you guys to guess the word. Okay, so I'm going to give you some hints. I'm going to describe this word, and I want you guys to try to guess the word. Okay, and it's not the easiest word. Okay, so this will also be good practice for your vocabulary skills. So the first word I want you to think about, I want you to imagine how you would feel if you wished you had something that someone else had. Okay? The first word that I'm going to talk about today is a word that we use to describe that feeling. When someone else has something, okay? When someone else has something and you really wish you had that thing, what do we call that feeling? What do we call that emotion? Okay, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to think about that. And I'll give you another example in case you need a little help. Imagine a little kid sees another little kid with a lollipop, okay, candy, something that the kid wants. Okay, when this kid sees the other kid that has something and they want that thing, what is that feeling called? Luis, very good. Okay, so one answer to this question, very good, is envy. Okay, envy. Envy is the noun, and the adjective is envious. Okay, now there's another word that means the same thing. It's an easier word than envious. It's a simpler word than envious. What is the other word that means the same thing? Can you guys think of it? I'll give you a few more seconds. What is another word that means the same thing as envious? You want something that someone else has. What is that called? Any guesses? I'll give you guys a few more seconds. What do you think? What is that feeling called? Everyone has felt that feeling. What is that in English? What do we call that? Okay, the other word that we use to describe that, and this is usually the first word that people use to describe this feeling. Envious is a more advanced word. This is the simpler word. A lot of people will say jealous, or the adjective is jealousy. Okay, jealousy. So, what I want to talk about now is what prepositions do we use with these words? Envious or jealous. Okay, and I think I misspoke. Jealous is the adjective, jealousy is the noun. Okay, so jealous is the adjective. So, Luis, covet. Covet is a similar word, but that's a verb. Okay, covet is a verb. So, it's not a synonym for these adjectives. What I want to talk about right now is the adjectives envious and jealous. What are the prepositions that we use with these words? That's what I want to talk about. Okay. And I'm going to type that one more time so you guys can see it. Envious and jealous. What prepositions go with those words? Now, this one you can think about. I'll give you a little bit of time, but when you have an answer, even if you're not sure, just type your answer in so that I can see it. Okay? So remember, in my classes, it's okay to have the wrong answer. It's all right. It's not a big deal. That's why you guys are here, to make mistakes and to learn things. So if you're not sure about your answer, don't worry about it. Type it in, and if it's not correct, I'll still help you out with the right answer. Okay? So, what prepositions do we use with the words envious and jealous? What do you guys think? Yes, Papi Mokhtar, yes, to be jealous. But what is a preposition that we would use with the word jealous? Now, for some of you guys who might need a little help, What is a preposition? I'll remind you, okay? Because some of you might have forgotten. That's okay. Prepositions are words that describe relationships or position, okay? Words like of, in, on, by, with, for, about, over. Those are all prepositions. Now, there is a word, a preposition that we use with jealous or envious. But what preposition is it? That's the question. All right. So it seems like you guys are stumped. Okay. Stumped. Stumped means you can't figure out the answer. Okay. So if you guys are stumped, that's okay. I'll help you out with the words jealous or envious. A common preposition that we use with those words is of. Of. Okay? So now I want you guys to think about something else because we're going to use this word in sentences. Okay? I want you guys to practice using this word and the preposition that goes with it in a sentence. So right now, I want you guys to think about this. Who is a person that you could be jealous of? Who is a person that you could be jealous of? Okay? I don't want you to write a whole sentence. I just want you to answer that question. Who is a person that you might be jealous of? If I was going to think about that question, some people are jealous of their siblings, their brothers or sisters. So that's one example. So Poppy, Poppy Mukhtar, jealous of Obama. Okay, so you could be jealous of Obama. Who else could you be jealous of? Name a person that you could be jealous of. All right, Poppy has one. Who else can name a person that you could be jealous of? Okay, anybody. Just name somebody. Okay, now the reason why I want you guys to think about who you could be jealous of is because now I want you to write a sentence using the word jealous or envious. Okay, use the word jealous or envious. And remember, when you talk about the other person, you want to use the word of. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys an example. If I was going to make a sentence using the word jealous or envious, and I mentioned brothers and sisters, I could say that when I was growing up, I was jealous of my sister because she never got in trouble. Okay, I'll say it one more time. When I was growing up, I was jealous of my sister because she never got in trouble. Okay, so she never got in trouble. I wanted that. So I was jealous of my sister because she had something that I wanted. All right. So that's how you can use jealous and of in a sentence. Now, I want you guys to type in some sentences. Okay. Try to use the word jealous or envious. Remember that you need the word of, and then I'll help you with your sentence. All right. So, Poppy, I see your sentence. I'm going to read yours. So your sentence is, I'm envious of my colleague. His English is perfect. All right, that's a good one, Poppy. Now, I will tell you this. That sentence should be two sentences. Okay? I'm envious of my colleague is one sentence. His English is perfect. That's a different sentence. Okay? So in between those two sentences, you need a period and you need to capitalize the first letter of your new sentence. All right, Poppy, but that's great the way you used the word envious. You used of after it, and then you talked about the person who you were envious of. Okay, the person that has something that you wish you had. That was great. Okay, so if anybody else has a sentence, okay, take your time. All right, type it in when you're ready. If you need a few more minutes, go ahead and work on your sentence with the word envious or jealous. Whenever you're ready, I'll help you with corrections. But for some of you guys that are ready for the next one, we're going to talk about the next one. So this one, again, I want you to think of an adjective, okay? And it describes a feeling. So the situation is this. Someone makes you a promise, okay? Over the weekend, I'll take you to the ice cream store. Somebody makes you a promise, but then they don't keep their promise. So the weekend comes, but they don't take you to the ice cream store. What do you call that feeling that you get? Somebody makes a promise, but they don't keep their promise. Or you're expecting something to happen, but then it doesn't happen. What do we call that feeling, that emotion? That's what I want you guys to think about. Okay. Now, Ganesh has a sentence, so I'm going to go ahead and help you, Ganesh. But you guys think about that emotion that I was talking about. All right, Ganesh, here's your sentence. I jealous of my childhood friend who is doing PhD now. Okay, very good, Ganesh. Your sentence is really close to perfect, but you're missing a verb in the beginning of your sentence, Ganesh. Okay, you're missing a verb. So in the beginning of your sentence, I jealous of my childhood friend. Where is your verb? Where is your action? Remember, the word jealous is an adjective. So, Ganesh, see if you can fix your sentence. See if you can put a verb into the beginning of that sentence. All right, Luis, let's see what you have. When I was a kid, I got jealous of others' kids' toys. Okay, very good, Luis. Very good. A couple of corrections for you. When I was a kid, I got jealous of other kids' toys. Okay. So the word other, you don't need an S after. The only time you put an S at the end of other, the only time you use others is when you're using it as like a noun. Okay. So I'll give you an example. I was jealous of the others. That's how we use it. Or I'm going to take these apples. You can have the others. That's how we use others. But if you're going to put a noun after it, like kids or toys, then no S at the end of other. Okay, Luis, I hope that helps. All right, Tamer, hello. Good to see you, Tamer. And let's see, Poppy. Oh, so you're talking about a feeling. Frustrated is not the right word, but that's a good guess, Poppy. Okay. The word that I am thinking of, if someone makes you a promise and then they don't keep their promise, or if you're expecting something to happen, but then it doesn't happen, the word that we usually use to describe that feeling, that emotion, is disappointed. Disappointed. Okay. And I know you guys know that word, but I want to make sure that you really understand what that word means. Disappointed is how we describe the feeling when you wanted something to happen, but it didn't happen. Here's an example. I have a job interview. That means I'm hoping to get the job. Now, if they call me and say, thank you for coming down for the interview, Patricia, but we're not going to give you the job, then I would feel disappointed because I wanted the job, but I didn't get it. Okay. So now my next question for you is, When you're talking about people, okay, there are lots of things that can cause disappointment, okay, or cause you to feel disappointed. But what if you feel disappointed because of a person? What is the preposition that we use for that? Okay. So remember, prepositions are words like of, in, on, by, with, for, about. All of those words are prepositions. Which one do we use with the word disappointed when we're talking about a person? All right. Ganesh, I see you have a question. Do both these words, jealous or envious, have same meaning? Yes, Ganesh, they do have the same meaning. Okay. Jealous and envious are synonyms. All right. And Ganesh, don't forget to fix your sentence. You need to add a verb to the beginning of your sentence. If you're not sure how to fix the sentence, let me know so that I can help you. All right. So now, you guys thinking about disappointed, what is the preposition that we use with disappointed? Take a guess, even if you're not sure. Remember, if you're wrong, that's fine. It's not a big deal. There are no grades in this class. Nobody fails this class, so don't worry about being wrong. Disappointed too. Okay, Poppy, good guess. But to is not the word that we use with disappointed. Okay. What is another preposition that you might use after disappointed? What do you think? There are lots and lots and lots of prepositions in English. So I know this is not easy. That's why we're practicing it. What is a preposition that you would use after disappointed? Of. Why not of? Oh, use of with disappointed? Um, No, that's also not the one that we would use with disappointed. Okay. So maybe this class is a little harder than I thought. Um, the preposition that we use after disappointed, there are a couple, but the easiest one, the one that I suggest you use is in. Okay. Disappointed in is something that we say in English a lot. Okay, so I'll give you an example, but what I want you guys to think about is, who is a person that you could be disappointed in? All right, Ganesh, let me see your comment. This is my correction. Yes, I am jealous. Very good, Ganesh. You need the word am. Okay, I am jealous of my childhood friend who is doing a PhD now. Okay, a PhD now. Good job, Ganesh. Poppy Mukhtar, don't be upset. I'm going to help you out. Okay, so disappointed in. You guys need to be thinking of a person that you could be disappointed in. But here's an example that I'll give you guys. When I was in high school, my parents were disappointed in me because I didn't study a lot. Okay? That's not true, but it's a good example of how to use disappointed in. All right? So I'll say it one more time. When I was in high school, my parents were disappointed in me because I didn't study a lot. Okay? So, who is feeling disappointed? My parents were feeling disappointed. Why were they feeling disappointed? Because of me. Okay? So, they were disappointed in me. That's how you use that in a sentence. Now, you guys, you should have a person in mind by now. I want you to write a sentence using disappointed in. Okay? Any sentence. It doesn't have to be true. Don't worry about that. But I want you to practice using disappointed in. Type in your sentence and then let me help you guys with corrections. Okay? Now, while you guys work on those sentences, I'm just going to give you a little bit of information. Some of you guys know that I have an English club for English students. Some of you guys know that I have a podcast for English students. I have a Facebook page for English students. I have this YouTube channel for English students. I have a blog for English students. So, all of those things, all of those resources that I have for English students, at the end of class, I'm going to post those things in the comments so that you guys can go to the different links and find whatever information that you need to help you improve your English skills, okay? I also teach private classes and small group classes. So all of that information will be in the comments at the end of class. Now, sentences using disappointed in. Guys, what's going on? Are you asleep today? I don't see any sentences yet. You guys are usually quicker than this. All right, I'm going to give you a little bit more time, but remember, disappointed in. That's the phrase that you want to use, okay? And my example was when I was in high school, my parents were disappointed in me because I didn't study a lot. All right? Poppy, you have a sentence. Let's see what you have. Yesterday, I were disappointed in my dog because he break my laptop. Okay, so Poppy, the way you use disappointed in, that was perfect. But there are two things that you need to fix in your sentence. Okay? First, well, actually, I'll tell you. The thing that you need to pay attention to in your sentence is the verbs. Okay? There are two different verbs in your sentence, and you need to fix both of them. Okay? So try to fix those verbs. If you're not sure how to fix them, let me know. I'll help you out. But I want you to try first. Okay? So look at your verbs and see if you can figure out how to fix those. But that's a good way to use disappointed in. Now, where is everybody else today? It seems like Poppy is the only one who wants to make sentences. Ganesh was here for a little while and then he disappeared. Luis was here for a little while. Tamara was here. Where did you guys go? I'm waiting for some sentences so that I can help you guys with your English. Okay? I'll give you guys a few more seconds. We'll talk about Poppy's corrections. And then we have one more word that we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about what preposition goes with it. All right, Tamara, I see you. My husband disappointed in me. Spend lot of money. Okay. At the beginning of your sentence, Tamara, my husband disappointed in me. You are also missing a verb. Where is your verb? My husband disappointed in me. Remember, disappointed is an adjective. You need a verb. All right. So, Tamar, try to fix it. If you don't know how to fix it, then let me know and I'll help you. All right. Ganesh, I see yours. I applied recently for my annual leave, but my human resources and administration department manager's disapproval disappointed me. Okay. That's a really long sentence, Ganesh, but it's very good. Okay. I applied recently for my annual leave, but my human resources and administration department managers disapproval disappointed me. Okay. So that disappointed in me. That, here's the thing, Ganesh. When we use disappointed in, okay, you have to talk about a person being disappointed in another person. Okay, so what you said is your manager's disapproval disappointed in me. But when we use the word disappointed, you have to start with a person. Okay, disappointed in me. You have to be talking about a person. So who is disappointed in who? That's what you need to think about for your sentence, Ganesh. So good job, but try to think about that a little bit differently. A person is disappointed in another person. All right. Now, Luis, I'm disappointed about my oldest son because he doesn't want to study English. Louise. That's not the phrase I gave you. The phrase I gave you was disappointed in. Okay? So, disappointed in. That's the one I want you to use. Now, I also want to talk about disappointed about. Since you brought it up, let's talk about it and let's see if it's correct because sometimes you can use more than one preposition with a word. So, your sentence, I'm disappointed about my oldest son because he doesn't want to study English. Okay, in that sentence, about is actually okay. You can use about with disappointed in this sentence. Okay. Now, there are certain times when you cannot use about with disappointed. But in your sentence, it's fine. But I still want you to use disappointed in because in is a word that you can use pretty much every single time you use the word disappointed. So that's why I encourage students to use the word in because it works almost all the time. About works sometimes, but not all the time. All right. Now, Tamer, let's see. My husband was disappointed. Now, my husband's, you don't need apostrophe S at the end, okay? There's nothing that your husband owns. Your husband, the person, was disappointed in me because I spent a lot of money. That's the easiest way to end that sentence. My husband was disappointed in me because I spent a lot of money. All right. So remember, if he was disappointed, then your other verb, spent, should also be in the past. Okay. Disappointed is in the past. So spent should also be in the past. All right, Tamir? So remember, your verbs, a lot of times, they should be in the same tense. Not always, but that's pretty common in English. So always pay attention to that. If he was disappointed in the past, then the thing that you did must also be in the past. All right, Majid, hello. So let me read your sentence. I'm disappointed in the Iraqi government. That's beautiful. Okay. I am disappointed in the Iraqi government. Good job. I hope I said your name correctly, Majid. Nice sentence. All right, Poppy, let's see what you have. Yesterday, I were disappointed in my dog because he has broken my laptop. All right, has broken. I'll be honest with you, Poppy. Those tenses, those more advanced tenses like present perfect, past perfect, you know what? You don't really need them that often, and you don't need it in this sentence. Okay. So let me help you, Poppy. Here's what your sentence should sound like. Yesterday, I was disappointed. Okay. That's one person. Okay. I was disappointed. Okay. So yesterday, I was disappointed in my dog because he broke my laptop. If you were disappointed yesterday, that means whatever happened yesterday. So you can't say has broken because you want to talk about the simple past, yesterday. Okay. You also don't want to use the present tense, which is what you had in your first sentence. You said, my dog break my laptop. What you want to say is broke my laptop. All right, Poppy, I hope that helps. If you have more questions, just let me know. All right, Landon, hello. Oh, sorry, not Landon, Aisha. That's right, Aisha from Somalia. Welcome to class. And who else? Ayuban, welcome. Poppy, I'm glad that was helpful. All right, guys, here's the last one that we're going to talk about for today. Now, I want you to think about this situation and think about an adjective that you can use to describe how you would feel in this situation. So, you're trying to do something. Maybe you're trying to build something. Okay. You know, sometimes when you go to the store and you buy a table, but the table is in pieces. So when you get home, you have to take all the pieces out of the box and you have to put the table together. So let's say you're trying to build this table, but it doesn't work. So then you start over and you try to build it again, but it still doesn't work. So you start over and you build it again. It doesn't work. Every time you try to build this table, it doesn't work. What word do we use to describe that feeling? Okay, so I'll describe the situation one more time. You're trying to do something. Maybe it's you're trying to draw something. Okay, I'll take a different situation. You're trying to draw something. I'm trying to draw a picture of my cat. I draw it the first time. I don't like it. I try it again. I draw it again. I still don't like it. I try again. I draw. Still, I don't like it. Every time I draw a picture of my cat, I don't like it. What do we call that when you're trying to do something over and over again and it just doesn't work? How do you feel when that happens? What's the word that we use to describe that? All right, guys, it's your turn. What do you think? Take a guess. Remember, it's okay to be wrong. All right, so don't worry if your answer is right or wrong, doesn't matter. Just give it a shot. Luis, let me see what you have. Disappointed. Oh, you're writing a sentence for disappointed. All right. Ganesh, you have the right answer. Frustration. So frustration is the noun. The adjective is frustrated. Excellent. Frustrated. Okay. So now that you have the word, I want you guys to think of what preposition goes with frustrated. What preposition do we use with frustrated? Especially when you're talking about another person. Okay? What is a preposition that we use with frustrated? Remember, prepositions are of, in, on, to, by, with, for, about, over. All of those are prepositions. What do we use with frustrated? Okay, so now I'm going to go back and look at some comments and then we'll talk about frustrated. So, Luis, your sentence: I'm disappointed in my Los Angeles. Wait, I'm disappointed in my Los friends because they are bit the same like used to do before. All right, Luis, I'm a little confused by your sentence, but the part where you use disappointed in, I'm disappointed in my friends, that part is good. Now here's where I'm confused. Los, that's Spanish, not English. Maybe that was a typo. And then the end of your sentence, because they are a bit the same like used to do before. I'm not sure what you mean. Maybe you mean because your friends haven't changed much. Maybe your friends are the same as they used to be. Maybe that's what you mean, because they are the same as they used to be, or they're almost the same as they used to be. I think that's what you mean. Okay, Luis? Let's see. So Ganesh, you had the right answer. Omar, I'm not good at it. You know what? Omar, you're not good at what? I'm not sure what you mean. Okay, let me know. Poppy, this person never give up. Well, that's true. You should never give up. So, Omar, it seems like your guess is by. Tamara says on. And let's see, are there any other guesses? With. Okay. So, there's more than one that you can use with frustrated. A lot of times you'll hear with. I'm frustrated with my parents, something like that. But by is also used with frustrated. I'm frustrated by my parents. Okay. So this is one of those situations where you can use two different prepositions and they're both fine. So I want you guys to use frustrated. You can say frustrated with, or you can say frustrated by. That's okay if you're late, Ayuban. Don't worry about it. You're here now. Okay. So frustrated with or frustrated by. Those are the most common phrases that you'll hear. And I want you guys to think of a sentence using one of those phrases and try to mention a person in your sentence, because these prepositions that we're talking about, they're the prepositions that we use when we're referring to people or we're talking about people. Okay. For example, jealous of. You're jealous of a person, usually. Disappointed in. You're disappointed in a person, usually. So with frustrated, I will also want you to think about a person being the reason why you're frustrated. So think of a sentence, talk about a person, and use frustrated with or frustrated by. All right, let's see what we have. Um, I think some of us know English better than others. Ayuban, I think some of us know English better than others. Yes, of course, that's always true. In any class that I give, there are some students that are more advanced, some students that are less advanced. And you know what? That's okay, because you guys can all learn from each other. More advanced students have a lot of things that they can teach to less advanced students. But there are some things that less advanced students might know that a more advanced student didn't learn yet. Maybe a particular vocabulary word or something like that. Okay, so that's why I like having different levels in my classes. But you're right, Aiban. Okay, let's see. What else do we have? I'm failing. Let's see. If I'm failing again and again, that makes me frustrated. Ganesh, yes, absolutely. That's what frustrated means. It means you tried something over and over again and it's just not working. A lot of people use frustrated to describe that. Okay, so looking for sentences. D-Tech, hello, my name is Gabriel. Thanks for the lesson. You're welcome, Gabriel. And Tamer, let's see your sentence. I'm frustrated with tablet because can't fixed. All right, so Tamer, you didn't mention another person, but your sentence is still pretty good. You can be frustrated with an object. That also happens. So we're going to fix your sentence a little bit. I'm frustrated with my tablet because it doesn't work. Okay, because it doesn't work or because it's broken. I'm frustrated with my tablet because it's broken. That's the easiest way to say that. Okay. All right, Ganesh, your sentence. I'm frustrated with corrupt government. I think we're all frustrated with corrupt government, Ganesh. Yes, that's a great sentence. So I'm frustrated with, and the other group of people is corrupt government. All right, Omar, let's see. USA voters are frustrated by their president. Omar, who told you that? So I won't talk about whether or not that's true, but your sentence, USA voters are frustrated by their president. That's pretty good. The only thing that I would change is USA. If you need an adjective to describe voters, you could say American voters, okay? Or you could say voters from the United States. Voters from the United States are frustrated by their president, okay? Or frustrated with their president. Either one is fine. Good job, Omar. Ayuban, you're good. Okay, you're welcome. Oh, Gabriel, I'm glad you enjoy these classes. You should keep coming. All right, Poppy, you have a sentence. I'm frustrated with my code because it does not work. All right, so again, you didn't talk about another person, but you can be frustrated with an object or a noun, something that's not alive. You can also be frustrated by something that is not alive. So I'm frustrated with my code because it doesn't work. Good job, Poppy. All right, Ayuban, I'm frustrated with my job because it's so difficult. Now, that is a very common feeling. A lot of people are frustrated with their jobs or frustrated by their job. So good job. I like that sentence, Ayuban. Ganesh, let's see what you have. Thousands of school students are frustrated with politicians because they are not serious about climate change. Very good. All right. So thousands of school students are frustrated with politicians. That's perfect. And Luis, I'm frustrated by my cell phone because it doesn't work very well. That is frustrating. When technology doesn't work, the iPad, the tablet, the phone, the laptop, that is so frustrating when those things don't work for us. Okay, so your sentence is good, Luis. I'm frustrated by my cell phone because it doesn't work very well. Excellent, guys. All right, so I want to say, first of all, for those of you who just got to class recently, I'm sorry, but our class is over now. I really hope that you will go back to the beginning of class and watch the parts of the class that you missed, okay? Because this class was really for students who wanted help with prepositions. Students ask me about prepositions all the time, and it's really hard to get good at prepositions without lots and lots of practice. So that's what I wanted to do today. All right. Now remember, I'm going to give you guys all of the information that I have, all of my links for my website, my Facebook page, the YouTube channel, my English club, all of those things. I'm going to put them in the comments. Okay. So stay in class just for a couple of minutes after the video ends, and you'll see that information pop up on your screen. All right, guys. I hope you have a good day or a good night. Thank you so much for coming to class, and I'll see you guys at the next free class by Ivy League English. All right. And oh, wait. It looks like there are a couple sentences that I missed. Oh, there's one that I missed. Tamer, I don't want to leave you out. I'm frustrated with my husband because he is, do you mean jealous? Maybe you mean jealous, which is the other word we talked about today. I'm frustrated with my husband because he is jealous. That's perfect, Tamer. And Gabriel, I'll read your last one too. I'm frustrated with my president from Colombia, but thanks God am living in out of my country. Okay, so I'll help you out with this one before we finish up. I am frustrated with my president. I would say I'm frustrated with the Colombian president. That's an easier way to say it. I'm frustrated with the Colombian president, but thank God, no S at the end. Thank God I am living in another country. Okay? That's how we end that sentence. Thank God I am living in another country. Okay? All right, Luis, it was good to see you too. It was great to see all of you guys. And remember to check the schedule on Facebook to see when the next free class is. All right? Bye, guys.